always told him he should be a talk show host. He was terrific, wasn't he? I think, you know, in just catching the last few minutes of this, I mean, it's really what our focus is. I hope you all know that. We came in and did a number of things, including moving the Department of Development into a Jobs Ohio not-for-profit organization. And the reason why we're doing this is because we believe we need to move at the speed of business, not at the speed of statute. And I saw a race the other day between a statute and a glacier. And you know the rest of the story. So Jobs Ohio is moving, and we're actually moving the liquor department into Jobs Ohio. We hope we will get that through the legislature unscathed, and it's going to give us the powder that we need to help companies that are already here and companies that we want to recruit. I mean, I'm frankly tired of Ohio being raided. We're now working on raiding other states and bringing them here. And the other important thing is you have to have people who have an understanding of business. So you want people who are business friendly. And whether it's my head of EPA, who I ran into up at Toledo today, because that's where I was for the GM announcement, I was at a meeting in Worcester. Was anybody there at that Worcester meeting when I spoke? Yes. Sir, you might remember there was a gentleman that jumped up and he said, "Never in my lifetime did I ever think I would say this, but thank God for your EPA director." You know, we're playing, we want to help you, not we got you. And it's not just with the EPA, it's with DNR, it's with the tax department. And by the way, using Six Sigma and Kaizen, we were able to take a 15,000 case backlog in tax appeals and reduce it by 40% in about a month. And they're going to be the disciples to travel throughout the rest of this government to implement all the Lean and Six Sigma qualities that we can possibly get. And we're encouraging people in the government to be able to stand up and do their job. Don't be afraid. Take chances. Take risks. Make sure that your job has good rewards to you. And as long as there's nothing really inappropriate that's going on in the office, I'll support you. It doesn't matter what it is, because I want you to think outside the box. I want you to feel as though you have a real purpose, and I want you to be successful as an employee of the state of Ohio. And then I think, as you all know, we faced this small little deficit, about $8 billion. And I told people that I believed that we could cut taxes and balance the budget all at the same time. And I made a call this afternoon to a CEO who I was in his office telling him this, and he just wouldn't have anything to do with it. So I called him and said, you know, the Ohio House just passed the budget. The Senate will do it. They'll do fine work over there. And we will end up eliminating a structural deficit and keeping the January income tax cut in place. And no one thought it could be done, and it is going to be done in this state, and it's going to put us on the right path towards economic growth and stability. And it's absolutely reform agenda, and it required us to look at our costs and try to make sure that we were driving value. And it's been a terrific experience, and I have to tell you that learning from when I was the chairman of the Budget Committee in Washington, where we actually had a balanced budget the day I left, that wasn't easy either, but it just took leadership and making choices that are not based on political friends and just making the hard choices that need to be made. And you might remember that our interest rates were lower, our unemployment was lower, families' wealth was increasing. That taught me about how to put a team together, because I used to use I a lot. I don't use I anymore because it's not appropriate. It is a we, and the team that we were able to put together, the cabinet, the people in the governor's office, have worked together just in a wonderful way. But I must also tell you, I'm going to let you in on a secret. You can't tell anybody, though. I used to work for Lehman Brothers, okay? And my work as a banker at Lehman, being able to travel the country and meet with businesses of every type, from businesses in the Silicon Valley and technology to the pump business up in Mansfield with Jeff Gorman. Where is he? Is he out here? There he is. to be able to work with steel companies, and it just gave me a complete understanding, or a significant understanding, of the way in which decisions are made. And to have served on some corporate boards and be one of the decision makers about what we do gave me a lot of insight in terms of what we need to do to get Ohio moving again. If there's anything we need in government today, it's not just people who have political experience, but people who have business experience. Because when you put the two of them together, you have a purpose, a direction, and an understanding of what you need to get done. We're beginning to see some good signs. We saved American Greetings in Cleveland, so we didn't wake up one day and open up the plain dealer and find out we lost another company. It took a lot of work, a lot of teamwork, a lot of good innovative thinking, creative jobs, significant payroll, significant victory for us. Diebold up in the Akron-Canton area, they were headed to North Carolina, and we were able to get our team up there, and they've now made a commitment to build a new headquarters, which will help the Akron-Canton area, will help sustain the airport, and will provide new and exciting, and what I like to call, in some respects, cool new jobs for our young people. Hardware engineers, software engineers, ability to do services, you know, the advance of ATMs, security systems. These are all significant for us. We've kept Bob Evans here in Columbus instead of thinking about moving down to Texas. And of course, a great announcement just the other week about Goodyear wanting to stay and to expand or to rebuild their international headquarters. Today, I was in Toledo, where General Motors announced a $204 million investment in a new product that they're going to be rolling out. So, I mean, we're beginning to see the life here. And what does it take? It takes the lower costs. That's what I try to tell my colleagues, the members of the legislature. If we drive our costs down, then we don't have to do the one-offs and try to rescue people. We need to lower the cost for every single business in the state of Ohio. And by the way, I hope you like the fact that we lowered the base rate in workers' comp by 4%, and if you do some more stuff, but we need to lower our costs, and we need to encourage investment inside the state of Ohio. As you know, the House just passed the elimination of the death tax. You know, the income tax coming down. These help to lower our costs, but I believe that it is going to be very possible. If we manage things all the way through the conference committee, we can have a tax cut again next year. And that is significant that we keep lowering our costs. The Common Sense Initiative, CSI Ohio, which my Lieutenant Governor Mary Taylor is running, has already been able to get traction in repealing rules and regulations that don't make any sense. If any of you are frustrated, if it's driving you crazy about some technicality or rule that just doesn't make any sense, you contact my office or contact Mary Taylor's office, because we want to take those rules and regulations down. The other thing that we want to focus on in Ohio, training our workers. We need to make sure that we integrate vocational education with community colleges, with technical schools, and with our 4-year degree schools, so that we can train people for the jobs that exist. And the question here about manufacturing, Ohioans in many ways were created to make things. The idea that vocational education is a second class, or that we should give up on manufacturing, we reject that in this administration. We believe that making things. So I'll tell you about an interesting program. I was in Canton and visited with the president of Stark State, who is a heck of a guy, a great thinker. And they have a program where they take high school students, they take them into Timken. When they graduate from high school, they then immediately go to Stark State, where they get their 2-year engineering associate's degree. And if they want to go on, Malone or Walsh or Kent State will take them and give them a 4-year engineering degree. It's working beautifully. The ability to integrate all of this curriculum, all of this education, with the God-given skills that our young people have, allow us to do the kind of training that we need to do. And we also have a separate voucher program where we're going to give you an opportunity to take a voucher, put some skin in the game, and send your employees who are currently working to upgrade their skills in the 21st century where skills really matter.